Welcome back to another episode. I actually don't even have an title name for this podcast, but we'll be thinking about it soon. My name is Jordan, and this is brought to you by the LMG podcast. So if you've already listened to the first episode, then you know what we're doing. We're playing a little bit of Marvel Multiverse RPG, and we are joined by a wonderful cast. So we have Josh, aka Drake Tungsten. Josh, how are you doing? Oh, Drake, how are you doing?
Doing great.
We have Ethan, played by playing Luma Prime,
How's it going?
and then we have David playing Omega.
Let's get this over with.
And so I am the narrator. So going forward, they will refer to me as the narrator. So I'm excited about what's going on. I'm gonna do a quick recap of last time on Dragon Ball Z. So yeah, we'll just talk about what happened last time. So we have three heroes who arrived in a New York pier near the Hudson River. None of them knew each other, but were called on for different reasons. Once they got there, everyone kind of saw a group of smugglers who were smuggling weapons, drugs, people, all the bad things that all the bad people smuggle. And then they managed to take them out silently, but then a huge fight kind of broke out. And in the midst of the fight, it was revealed that Bullseye kind of was behind everything. So our three people banded together, took down Bullseye. But once they took down Bullseye, he immediately kind of exploded in a cloud of smoke, revealing that he was not a real person. And as the smoke kind of cleared, they also heard a voice of a single man in a suit, and he kind of had the mysterious laugh, like ha ha ha. Now you guys are kind of playing into my tricks. And right after that, all our heroes passed out, and that's where we start that's where we started now. So to start things out, you guys are right now in a large holding cell, approximately kind of 50 feet. You guys have a dim little window, or not dim little window, like a dim light that comes from the floor. And it's just kind of a dark, spooky room. There's no doors, no windows, kind of no markings on the wall to like let you know where you are. And at the moment, you can't hear basically any sounds except for the ones that you guys are kind of making. How are you guys going to proceed?
Can we tell that it's like a room? Like, are there walls and like a roof and everything, or is it just like blackness? Like we don't see anything.
So you guys can see, just you can tell it's a room, but you can't really see much, kind of a lot in front of you, but you can tell it's a room.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna tap the floor
Okay.
and see if I can get a sense of an echo of how big the room is. Since I have heightened senses too as one of my powers.
Okay. So tell me, once you tap the floor, tell me what you kind of feel or you just kind of sense right now. Do you sense anything?
So as I tap the floor, I hear a shallow echo bouncing off against all four walls and coming back to me. It seems like we're in a square area.
Once you do a little tapping, it's kind of revealed to you that you guys are not alone. You kind of see a mysterious person in the corner. You can't kind of make out quite who he is. How do you guys want to proceed with that?
So Luma has a faint glow that just kind of emanates from like his hair, his eyes, just kind of you see his veins glowing from like the gamma radiation inside of him. So just like the slight glow, I would like to approach the person I don't recognize. Like I recognize Drake and I recognize Omega. We got brought here together. The person I don't know, I would like to approach. I don't want to say hesitantly, but cautiously, I guess is the word I would like to use. And just to see if they have any reaction to us in the room. Are they surprised that we're there? Do they look like they are expecting us to be there? Just kind of judge their reaction.
So you hear a voice kind of groggily also say, "Man, this isn't New York anymore. this isn't what I expected to be at. This isn't where am I? Kind of who are you people? Uh, I just want to know where am I and who are you people? And so you guys kind of, because of the glowing illumination kind of off of Luma Prime, you kind of see a man dressed in kind of jeans. He got on a white shirt, but you kind of see one of the most iconic weapons that is kind of out there. You see the kind of circular form. You see a familiar red, white, and a star in the middle. And you guys have, you're like, oh, I know who this person is. Before you
Captain.
is Steve Rogers, aka Captain America.
As soon as I noticed the shield, obviously we are street level heroes, but we know who Captain America is, correct? It's a well known thing. Everybody knows Captain America.
That's right, son. I'm Captain
So
America.
I mean,
I'm
immediately stand to attention, Captain, you know what's going on. Respecting the rank, respecting the gravitas that this man has, immediately falling into line. We just got brought here. Do you know what's going on? Do you need us to do anything?
Cap says, "At ease, soldier. I'm Steve Rogers, but many know me as Captain America. I would like to know who you guys are. Who are you people? Where did you come from?"
Well, Cap, I'm Drake Tungsten. I'm not real sure how I got here.
What is the last thing you guys remember?
I remember fighting what looked like Bullseye on a container ship. Turns out he looked like he was maybe a robot.
I hold up the hand that I ripped off the robot Deadeye that I still have in my hand at the time.
Yeah, we found some shield tech. I've got this gun, this cool gun I found. A note.
The shield prototype, the prototype gun.
Yeah, the shield prototype gun. And also just Cap, big fan. If we could get a selfie at some point, let's get out of this wherever we are first, but if I get a selfie out of this though, that'd be pretty sweet.
Using Luma Prime's glow, Omega walks over to the wall, leans up against it. I'm Omega. That's all you need to know. Pleasure to do business, Cap.
Sounds good. What happened to you guys kind of sounds like the same thing would happen to me. I was just walking down the street and I suddenly got attacked by some ninjas. Looks like the hand mostly. And out of nowhere, they just kind of exploded into some gas. And I just remember the last thing fighting and then waking up here. I have no idea where we're at. And also, I'm kind of injured right now. I'm not normally as strong as I normally am. My leg has just kind of been, I look down and it's just kind of real injured. And so I'm not 100% right now.
What sort of is the injury a big gash or something, or just he's got a limp, nothing we can actually see?
It's definitely kind of a gash, and it's definitely causing me a limp, and my head is definitely still ringing. I'm not sure what was in that gas, but it's definitely not. It doesn't have me on my A game.
I would like to turn to Drake and ask him, do you have any gizmos in your setup that we could cauterize the captain's wounds? We need him back to 100% as quick as possible.
I interrupt Luma Prime and state, this is Captain America we're talking about. The man with the most extreme healing factor a human could know. And he's saying he has an injury? Does no one else find this suspicious?
So, as you guys are talking, kind of an echoing just out of nowhere, and then you suddenly hear a voice. Welcome one, welcome all. It's a bit of finagling to get you all here on schedule, but the effort and expense will be more than worth it once you see what I've got in store for you. And so as he's talking, kind of the walls and the ceiling kind of begin to, rumble and kind of start to move. You hear pistons and gears just start kind of grinding, like a large holographic projection of kind of like the red haired man, in a well-tailored suit, I might add, in a red vest. He just says, "Some of you may know me, others haven't had the pleasure to meet me. Either way, I'll kindly introduce myself. My name is Arcade." And so after he says his name, the walls suddenly just disappear and everything kind of collapses around you. And then he says, "Welcome to my newest creation. Welcome to Murderworld." So you guys are in Murderworld now. So as you guys, you kind of you'll see around you that you are in a oh wait. So before all that happens, you guys can kind of see where you're at. You're in a large field right now. This is kind of oh wait, hang on. Can you guys see where you're at?
I don't
Yeah,
see
just-
the tokens. I see
I
the
don't see
map,
it.
but no tokens.
Okay. Hang on. So this is why we do this. Hang on. I got y'all. We're not professionals here just quite yet, but we making it. We making it. Let me get y'all character tokens over here. All right, there go one.
The starting position is very important on this kind.
We
Yeah,
should be able to click and drag our own tokens onto it.
Okay, take them. Okay, take them to
Wow.
the top right, kind of. Where's the ping? Yep. Kind of take them all there.
For Drake and Omega, if you like click your name from the what's it called? The journal.
The
Click
journal,
your
yeah.
name and drag it over. You should be able to drag your token onto it.
And I forgot to mention, kind of at the beginning, any health or any focus where those are all 100% kind of back. You guys have all that back right now.
Okay. Oh, that's a good question. Or brings up a good question. Can we tell like how long it's been since the dead eye? No idea how long it's been?
Yeah, you have no idea how long it's been.
Okay.
Okay, is that everybody?
Cap.
Yep. Everybody's here. Okay, oh yeah. I got you.
Suspicious ass Cap.
Okay. All right. So all the walls and stuff came down. And so Arcade is still talking. So for the first round of our game, things are quite actually simple. All you have to do is make your way across the open field in front of you, all the way to the finish line. Let me move that finish line for you. All the way to that blinking yellow finish line that appears about 100 yards away from the far side of the jungle clearing. But don't worry, you won't be racing along. And so as you guys kind of are looking around, you will see right next to you another cage opens up. And let me, I gotta come get my guy. Oh, this is crazy. Hang on. I can't see my, oh, where my character at? See, this is, I thought I had everything set up. This is crazy. I think one of y'all might be blocking them. Hang on.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. One of y'all were blocking them. All right, see. All right, hang on. I can get rid of all this silence, but we're keeping it all in there. All right, there we go. So you guys won't be racing along, and then suddenly all the hatches on the ground, and you'll see 24 gallianous dinosaurs. Each one of them over 6 feet tall, and they're running on their hind legs like an ostrich. They just come bounding out, just out of their cage, and then Arcade yells, "Go!" And so for this next exercise, let's all kind of get around the same area. So, like you said, for this next exercise, all you're trying to do is you're just trying to cross, following the path all the way into the yellow blinking line. So we're gonna roll first for initiative to see kind of who starts it. So let me get turn order. All right, who wants to roll first? So, I need to get rid of all these other ones. Okay, so you got 14. Oh, you might have to hit roll again, Drake.
Oh,
Oh, actually, I can just
okay.
manually add you in there.
Before Drake, before you click the initiative roll, if you select your token first, it'll automatically put you into the turn order.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Same button you click, just have your token selected first, and you're good to go.
I need to get open character sheet. Omega, did you do the same thing to
Is
get
this
your gun?
is this technically combat then?
No, not yet. No, this is just initiative.
Okay. All right. So what do you mean by select? So
So when you open up your character sheet and hit the roll next to initiative.
okay. So but you said select. So what? I go to the select tool, click my icon, which drops down that gear circle
Yeah.
in the red, green, and blue.
Right. And then go back to your character sheet and hit the roll button next to initiative.
Okay. Character sheet. The roll button next to initiative.
Boom. Like that.
Okay, I'm doing something wrong.
No, you're on there already. I see you, Drake.
Oh, am I?
And yeah.
No, that's
I
Cap.
only see Cap and
Yeah, I
Omega.
don't see me in there, so I've got myself selected. Maybe it's because I popped out the character sheet. Let me.
No, mine
It
works.
should still work.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
I see you though. That's weird. You don't see yourself.
No, I don't see him either.
That is strange. I can tell
Yeah,
you your
mine-
second because I see you got a 12.
Huh.
So I guess you can add him on there.
Yeah, by accident just removed you.
Oh, yeah. Now somebody's gone.
That's Cap. Cap's gone.
Oh, Cap's gone.
Oh my god. So this what I'm talking about. All right. Luma, do you know how to, so how do you add people to the turn order?
You should be able to. Let me open things here because the DM screen's a little bit different, so I'm opening up on them quick to see if I can give you a little bit better information.
Oh, I got it. I think I manually do it. Because he got a 12. Can y'all see that? You see Cap?
Yep.
Yeah,
Cap at a
All
0.
right. All right.
yeah.
Cap.
You can do that. Where's the other? There's definitely another.
There you go. All right. And then Drake, what'd you end up rolling, Drake?
My last one was
12?
12, yeah.
Okay. You and Drake got the same. I'll let you go before Cap though. Okay. I think that'll work. And then I need to roll for the dinos are gonna go last. Oh, actually, no, the dinos go first because they took off running before everybody else. So there's going to be 24 of these guys, by the way.
24 dinosaurs.
Yeah, but they're going to run as a group.
Gotcha.
So I take it we gotta beat those dinosaurs to the finish line.
Yep. So
which is what about 100 yards away?
Yep. And I can definitely tell you these guys are fast. So we're going to use a combination of kind of run speed and your powers and different abilities, and we're just going to get across this thing. So the dinosaurs take off running, so they have a pretty good run speed. So 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. Luma Prime, you're up.
So looking at Cap, he's still pretty hobbled up, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then do we have to stay like directly on the path? Like if I fly, say I decide to fly, can I go as the crow flies and straight to it? Or do I need to stay? Is there something keeping me above the path?
It's up to you. Let's roll for it. Would you like to just do it, or you want to try to roll for it?
I mean, I wouldn't and could just. Did he mention he? I don't think he mentioned anything, and we obviously don't see any like invisible, like any walls or anything keeping us above it. So I think I would just go like straight after it, like straight to it. So I want to grab the injured Captain America
Okay.
and use my flight speed to go.
Okay. Um, so you immediately you try to fly up and you are hit by a force field. So let's get a resilience check and I'll let you know if you pass it.
And whenever you say I fly up and hit it, like, is it as
So
soon as I come off the ground, like
as
just
soon
immediately?
as soon as you come off the ground.
Okay. Said resiliency is five. I'm trying to remember how we do here. So that I got a 525, and I get a +5. So 12 plus 5, 17.
Okay. So you immediately fly up, you're hit by this force field, and you're just forced right back down to the ground.
Okay. Well, that sucks. I still want to like keep Cap with me and like in
So you have your movement. Now you still have that was your movement.
so did I use all my movement like hitting the ceiling, or can I still move forward?
You can still move forward. You kind of tried to take off, so you kind of
Yeah.
lift it up and you were immediately kind of forced right back down.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll just take my regular. I don't really have anything else that'll help me do much. So yeah, grab Cap and try to move because of I'm mighty. Because I'm mighty, I can carry people that are like the same size and stuff easy.
Okay.
I get counted as one size bigger for lifting, carrying, swinging, throwing, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pick up Cap because he's hurt, and I want to move my movement speed forward, which is I think my run speed is 5.
Okay. So wherever you go, I'll grab Cap and you'll go next to him.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. It is like 5 squares, right? So 1,
Yep.
2, 3, 4, 5 gets me right behind these guys. And because I already tried to fly once and it pulled me back down, feel free to say no to this. But as I'm like moving forward, can I test it out to see if it's any sort of flight or if I just try to go up? Can I like hover like low to the ground and it still pulls me back down? Like,
You can't go kind of above any of the dinosaurs. So like 6 foot, that's max. So like you can
okay.
hover like right on the ground
So
basically.
if I fly at like chest level of a human, like I could move, I could still fly at chest high. I just can't go up and over.
Right.
Okay. If that's the case, I would like to use my fly speed and just stay low to the ground and try to make my way through the dinosaurs.
Okay. So that is that gonna be on your next one, or is that because you've
I
already
would like to do
moved?
it because my fly speed is 10. It would give me 5
Okay.
extra blocks here. So I would like to do it this turn if possible. If not, I could do it next turn. No big deal.
We'll do it next turn.
Okay, that's fine. We'll say once I kind of start catching up, I test out like how high I can go. Like if I kind of just hover a little bit, but I don't use it this turn.
Okay. Cap it. So it's Cap. Drake's turn.
All right. So I'm gonna go run it after him. So my run speed's 5. So give me about here. And I want to shoot at basically the ground around these running dinosaurs to try and spook them to send them off in different directions. Basically, just I want to distract them because there was a couple dozen of them. I just wanted to kind of like cause some chaos and get these things running anywhere but the finish line if I can.
Okay. And that's one of your powers, right?
Oh, I mean, I have weapons on. I've got 2 pistols on me, so I just want to shoot my guns to try and
Okay.
freak
So
out the dinosaurs.
describe to me kind of what you want to do. So let's talk about it.
So I'm not trying to, I don't want to hit them, but I want to hit like any dirt or rocks that are nearby that can kind of like send up some debris. Basically, just anything I can shoot along the way on the terrain to spook these dinosaurs. Ideally,
Okay.
like out in front of them to drive them either to the sides or even back towards us.
Okay. Let's roll for that. Let's see if you have kind of the smartness and kind of the awareness and kind of the accuracy to actually get that shot off. So let's do a logic check for that one.
All right.
Doing a logic check on the throat?
Well, he's trying to shoot at the ground. There's
Oh,
kind of a lot going
accuracy.
on
I
right
got
now.
you.
Yeah, so there's kind of a lot going on right now. The kind of
Doing those
stampeding
calculations
everywhere.
in your head on where to aim to knock them off paths.
And he is a tech guy. That makes sense.
All right. So there's my logic roll. 11.
Okay, so you actually when you shoot, you don't necessarily hit the dinosaurs. You hit the ground in front of them, and actually an explosion goes off. And when it explodes, kind of all the dinosaurs kind of around there, you took out one of them with the explosion. So you guys are now aware that their minds set out kind of everywhere. Arcade comes on, kind of a loudspeaker says, "Oh, did I forget to mention that there are landmines everywhere? One wrong step and kablooey, you guys are out of there. Good luck out there." And so it was 24 dinosaurs. Now there's 23 dinosaurs,
23.
to say the least. Okay. Uh Cap's turn. So Cap says, "Thank you, soldier, but I think I can make it across this field on my own. So I'm gonna just take a running start. So I'm gonna use Cap's full run speed, and I'm gonna just kind of just take off running." And so now Cap is in front of everybody, and I'm gonna use one of Cap's powers now. So as I'm gonna use a power called inspiration, and so basically what that is all my allies are gonna gain an edge on their action checks for 1 round. So I'm gonna do kind of a heroic speech. So me get my best captain speech on. This would have been great for AI to like write a speech for me. I just thought about that just now. That'd been great. But Cap says, "Well, soldiers, I've been in worse situations. Uh, I didn't think dinosaurs were still around, but this is just another obstacle. I believe we can get through these dinosaurs without taking any damage, and I'm sure we'll be good." I got to work on my Cap speeches. But yeah, so now all you guys are going to kind of gain an edge on your action checks. And with that is Omega's turn.
After noticing the explosion, because I'm going last, and everybody else took off in front of me, I'm going to trigger my ability, Heightened Senses 2, to perceive any more traps I lay out in front, to see if this game master has so-called hidden anything else in the air, in the plants and trees, on the ground. Everything is within my field of vision and this clear path forward. So all traps revealed. And I can do a edge on my vigilance check to see if I can see everything.
Okay. Let's get a vigilance check going.
So we're still going to consider this non-combat, I guess, because I'm not fighting anything. Or do you want to consider this all combat?
No, sorry, this is combat. Yes, this is combat.
Okay, so combat vigilance check, and I get an edge.
And you also get a double edge as well from Captain America's inspirational speech.
Perfection. So I rolled a 13 and I get an edge. I'll click edge. and then I guess a double edge. So what does that mean?
So you get to do it one more time
Okay, gotcha.
to whatever dice you want.
Whatever dice I want.
You choose which dice you want to re-roll.
Okay, so we'll just how do I do that specifically though?
Just hover over whichever dice you want to re-roll, and you're basically going to take the highest number out of them. So right now you got 2 3s and a 5.
So all I did was click edge. Does that do anything? Or does it not?
I think you got to click it. Did you click it? Unless you just end up rolling another 3.
You may. I think it looks like it may have
It
just
looks
rolled
like you
another
just
3.
rolled the same number again.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Does it
Because it
roll
looks
the
like
same
you
number
used
twice?
your
It looks
first
the
edge
same.
on the middle one. Yeah.
Wait, so I rolled a 3 5
Oh
3.
yeah, no, I mean you got the same thing again because you got the one above you.
Wait, I'm confused. Okay, so did I just change numbers or did it literally roll again? So because I don't know if it
It,
changed anything because my
You just rolled the
my
same number that you already had.
yeah, that's what just happened. You just happen
So
to
it
roll the same
re-rolled
number.
the middle number and you got 5 again, and then it, because it's blue, means you did the middle one. And then
okay.
you re-rolled that 3 and you got 3 again. Which is really weird that you re-rolled the exact same thing. But that's
Yeah,
what that blue means.
Really
yeah, yeah.
for
If you look up, you'll see that first one 13. You
for shits and
re-roll, hit the
giggles,
5
I'm
again.
going to edge roll the 3. Just
Yeah,
GP.
yeah.
See, I got it again. There's no way it
That's
didn't roll.
weird. I don't think that's working.
I don't think it rolled at all. There's no way it got 3 5 3 3 times.
Agreed. But either
Al-
way, you pass the
Algorithm.
check.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right, I got you.
you
So
pass the check either way.
what's all
So
been revealed?
you see that you see the force field that Luma kind of hit above y'all. You can tell that it wasn't that far up, and you can also see on the left and right of you a force field as well. So this thing is guiding you along the way of where you should be going.
What's on the ground?
You kind of see mines everywhere, but you can't necessarily tell like kind of what triggers them. But you do see mines everywhere.
Hmm. Interesting. Let's see. Do I have something inhibited me from you choosing another power? Is there something that inhibits me from doing another power?
Well, you only that was your action check, right? So
I
now you
vote.
have your movement speed lit. So now you just have your movement.
Okay. So let's see. Character's run speed is 5 plus 1 space for each 5 points I have in agility.
Yeah,
My
so you
run.
should just have a run speed of 5.
Okay, gotcha. Instead of taking off behind them, I take 1 step forward and stop,
Okay.
watching what everyone else does.
So it is the dino's turn. So now this point forward, each time before we even start our turn, we're gonna roll. But the dinos, they don't have to roll, so they're just gonna take off running again. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. And that's the end of the dino's turn. Luma, go ahead and roll.
What am I rolling for?
You're just rolling on this one. This is just to hit a target number. So
Just
this
roll my
is
dice. Nothing,
yep.
no skill in particular.
Nope, no skill in particular.
Okay. Ooh, that's not good. 6 1 4, so 11 with one. Oh, one's good. So I get a 6, and it's a fantastic whatever. So 12 plus 4, 16, and it's fantastic if it passes.
Okay. So
Right? And
16.
the 1 is the best thing you can get on the middle dice. Middle die.
Yes. And for listeners, we roll 3 dice and we have one special made dice. And if it's a 1, then it counts as a 6, and the 6 is also a fantastic, and it counts as a fantastic. So in this case, Luma got a fantastic success. How would you want that success to kind of work for you? You just saw kind of all these dinosaurs run past you. How do you want that to work for you?
I would think that it would kind of manifest itself in like me not having to carry Captain America anymore. It kind of gives me freedom to just not worry about anybody else and just go. So I immediately kind of let him go, and he like runs, does his thing, and just kind of like that hesitation moment before you like blast off, just kind of build up, and I want to just launch myself forward, flying like below the force field that's above us, but higher than like as high as I can get without hitting that force field to hopefully
Gotcha.
dodge dinosaurs and stuff once I catch them.
Okay.
But I would want that to manifest as just kind of like an extra boost of like
How
I
about
don't have to worry about Captain anymore. I'm just gonna go.
okay? And for that success, you're also going to gain an edge. So just remember, you have an edge now. So you kind of you see the dinosaurs all go past you, and you manage to basically dodge every single one of them without taking any damage.
Nice.
So
And
no,
when I am flying, I get 10. My fly speed is 10. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Gets me in front of the dinos. And just to be the cheesy superhero that Luma thinks he is as he flies past Captain America, he just gives him a cheeky grin and a salute as he goes, as he flies past.
Captain America says, "Attaboy." All right. Is that it?
I believe so. I don't want to try to hurt dinosaurs and stuff. I want to stay off the ground because that's where the mines are, below the force field. Yeah, that's. I'm just trying to get to the finish line. As long as one
Okay.
of us wins the race, I think we'll be okay.
Okay. Drake, you're up.
All right. So I'm starting with the roll.
Yep.
It's a 4, 4, and a 1. So 10 total.
So as the dinosaurs also kind of ran past you, you're going to take 5 damage to your health. You kind of get, you get scratched along the way. They're kind of biting at you. They're dinosaurs, so they're kind of ferocious, and so they're just you ended up getting snapped out with them. So you're going to take 5 damage.
All right. So yeah, so I'm still heading for that finish line. I'm not convinced nothing bad happens to me if I don't beat those dinosaurs. So I'm just gonna kind of repeat what I just did. So I'll run up, see 1, 2, 3. So roughly back even with Cap. And again, I'm gonna try and shoot around the ground rocks, whatever I can see to kind of get those dinosaurs moving other directions.
Okay, let's get another logic check going.
Oof. I roll 1,
So
a
with
3, and a 3 with 2, so that's 9 total.
Yeah, so with this one, I mean, you're shooting, but the dinosaurs are kind of ignoring you right now. Like they hear the shots, they saw the dirt, the dirt splatter up, and they're just completely ignoring you right now. And with that, we go over to Cap. Cap is gonna he's also he's just booking it right now. He's just the classic like I'm hustling. You see his hand just like straight lines, and he's just booking it right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And for his action, I just thought about it. You had an edge on that one. We could have had an edge going. Let's talk about that. For that was for one.
Oh,
Oh, that was for one round actually. We already went through one round. Cap's just gonna he's just gonna end his turn right there. He's just running at full speed. Uh, so we move on to Omega. Omega, before you get your roll, you start noticing that you hear a giant kind of explosion behind you, and as you're kind of going, you just see explosions, giant kind of just coming up behind you. So this is kind of forcing you to go. So let's get your roll going first.
All right. Into our, you said vigilance,
No, this is just gonna be a regular roll.
a regular roll. Oh, initiative, gotcha. So I rolled an 11. And then for my action, I'm
Hang
going.
on. So with the 11, you kind of get hit by some of the shrapnel. So these explosions are kind of happening behind you, like boom, like it's kind of force you. Almost think of it like like on Fortnite and all those battle royale games, like the cloud is kind of forcing you to go. You're gonna take 5 damage as well. You kind of getting hit by some of the shrapnel and some of the rocks that's kind of popping up from these explosions.
So I'll knock my health down to 85.
And you can go ahead and take your action or
My,
your movement and everything.
I will go ahead and trigger copy ability, and I will choose flight for Luma Prime as in the previous episode.
Can you read? Do you know what? Can you read to us what copy does for the audience?
Copy ability, the character picks one ability from another character within 10 spaces and duplicates it.
Ooh,
Ooh, wow. I chose it too late. Man, that sucks about going last. So let's see, who's within 10
yeah.
spaces of me? No one
Say
is.
yeah.
So that power fails. And I guess action, I just take off running. I follow the exact same line. After triggering my power and failing, I take off the exact same line of movement as Drake Tungsten and proceed 5 spaces.
Okay. And it's the dinosaurs' turn. The dinosaurs, they're just gonna continue to kind of keep booking it. They're just going. They're almost right at the escape point. All right, Luma Prime. Let's roll first.
Yep. 653. So 14.
Okay. So you're fine. You made it out of there. You're dodging dinosaurs as they're just kind of flying past you.
Um, yeah, I haven't seen any reason not to just finish the race. So I would take like one quick glance backward, make sure, the people that seem to be my allies are doing okay, like they're not dying to explosions and stuff like that, and just finish the race. Get there before the dinosaurs do.
Okay.
Yeah, my flight speed would get me past the
Yeah.
line.
So you're right at it. And as you kind of cross the line, you see a sudden a hologram of Arcade. He goes, "Great job! You got ahead of the pack, and you absolutely abandoned all your fellow contestants. But hey, you did it with style." And so the hologram just disappears. And with that, we're gonna go over to Drake.
All right. So shooting the dinosaurs really isn't doing me or the dinosaurs any good. Um, oh yeah, so I guess let me go ahead and roll my initiative.
Oh yes.
All right, so there's a 12.
And with that, you're good. You make it out.
All right.
And it's
Uh,
fantastic too.
fantastically out.
Oh yes, you are right. How would you like that fantastic to work for you?
So this is from like these dinosaurs flying by me. So
Yes.
I dive and do a somersault and kind of like bounce up and just like I stick the landing and just
Super opposed.
but like ridiculous. Like it's not super graceful, but I still don't get hit.
Gotcha. And with that, you also are going to gain an edge. So
All right. Well, yeah. So shooting these guys, it's not helping anybody, not helping them. Um, let's see. So I'm gonna basically run and just to keep up with Cap. Can I also, I guess, as I'm running, just instead of trying to shoot, just be focused on avoiding any landmines or any explosives in my path?
okay.
All right. So I'll move my 5 and I'm up roughly with Cap.
Okay. And with that, it's Cap's turn. So Cap is he's going to skip both his he's going to skip his standard action and he's going to use basically double the run speed. He's trying to get to the end, so it'll be 10 spaces for him since he's not going to take a standard action. 9, 10. So he's right at the point. We'll go ahead and just call it him, over here. And as he crosses the line, Arcade comes on and says, "Wow, another competitor who just happens to leave his group behind. Oh, and it's the Star Spangled Man. Nice costume." And so Cap yells to everybody, "You can do it. Let's finish this together." And with that, that's his turn. Omega. Let's get your roll going first.
So I roll a 9.
And so yeah, since you're still behind there, there's no dinosaurs for you to worry about, but you still are getting kind of caught up in the explosions that's kind of happening behind you, and you're taking 5 more damage.
With my healing factor, I heal 3, which puts me at 87. Subtract 5, me at 82.
Okay.
And then I'm going to sacrifice my action and double my movement speed. Move 10 spaces, following the same path as Cap and as Drake. I think there's 10 in it. Maybe? Hold on, let's do this again. 1, 2. Maybe. Somebody count that for me. Who knows?
So the dinosaurs, those guys basically they cross the finish line and they kind of just disperse. And with that, Luma Prime and Cap are just kind of looking at the dinosaurs as they kind of go, and we kind of start talking to each other, kind of a little banter. And Cap asks Luma, "Where do you think those dinosaurs came from, and where do you think, Arcade is getting all this money from to even run this whole joint?"
That's a good question. I don't think we have enough information to answer it quite yet.
Also, the fact, Sonny Boy, they have dinosaurs. When last time in American history we were taught dinosaurs were gone, we haven't even stopped to think about where we're at. Like, where this is, I don't know where we are where we're seeing dinosaurs.
The universe is a lot bigger than just the Earth, Cap.
I guess I've been frozen a little bit too long. And with that, we go over to Drake's turn.
All right.
We got to roll first.
Oh, yep. Roll. Get a 12.
You're good.
All right. So yeah, I'm just gonna book it straight for that finish line.
Arcade comes on the it's a hologram again. It says, "Another loser. This must be terrible for everyone else." And he just disappears. Omega's your turn. Let's roll first. 15. You're good.
All right, with the 15, what I like to do was to take my iconic weapon, which is my neurosphere, and throw it at the area where Cap, Luma Prime, and Drake Tungsten are, hitting the ground in front of them, causing a small explosion.
With that, Cap has a reaction. He's going to use his. Hang on. Where's it? Okay. Yeah, so we'll say it's a throw. And so yeah, it's a throw, you said. And so
Yep.
Cap is going to use his shield deflect. So he makes an attack against the agility defense, against the person who's basically trying to hit him. So he's gonna take the shield, and I'm gonna kind of put it in front of him like this, like the iconic Captain America type thing. He's gonna try to block it. So it's gonna be a check on your agility defense.
Agility defense. My agility defense is 13.
Oh
So he's
wait, that's
blocking.
the attack. Okay, your attack
he-
versus my agility defense. Sorry.
Okay. So is he blocking the shrapnel that's coming off the
Yes.
explosion? Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
So I roll an 18 on my agility for combat.
That's a hit. So tell us what does that look like? Tell us what that looks like once you all that shrapnel hit us. Tell us what that's like.
As I sprint closer to the finish line, seeing the somewhat smug and grinning faces of those that made it, I take out my neural lance, expand it to full length, and throw it at the ground in front of them, causing a small explosion, yelling as I cross the finish line myself. The next time you bastards get a bright idea about leaving someone behind, I'll mutilate you before we get started.
Cap immediately says, "If this is what you do to your friends, I hate to see what you do to your enemies." And with that, we'll take a little bit of damage. We'll take 3 damage on that one, just because we got hit by the shrapnel.
And then I will use the rest of my turn to run across the finish line.
Okay. And so now that everyone's here, Arcade goes, "Wow, the guy in the black, he's kind of angry, isn't he? Last time I seen someone that angry in all black, it was a Venom." And so as he kind of appears and talks to everyone, you guys kind of all turn around and you're just all in awe of what's kind of in front of you. Right now, you guys see just a lush forest. It's like almost rainforest type trees, like 200, feet in the air type trees. These are trees that you can't just easily fly up. And you see kind of fog everywhere. You hear the sound of the jungle. You hear the animals, the macaws cawing, the monkeys kind of doing a little ooh, ooh, ah, like that type thing. Like you're in a forest, and this is unlike a forest you've ever seen. Like just the amount of lush greenery that you see. And so, with that, let me make sure we get all our characters back over. Um, I guess if you are you able to grab your characters back? And
yeah, where do you want us to put them?
We'll go back to the top right again. And I guess if you're using your character sheet, does it keep your health?
The same? Yeah.
It does. Okay.
Nothing's changed on my screen. I'm still at 85 because I gained 3 after my last turn. My healing factor.
Okay. And I didn't draw on it. I have Captain America's actual character sheet, so I'm not using the one on roll 20. Okay. So as we kind of get to this jungle, this go around, we're kind of traversing. We're gonna have to traverse basically through the jungle. And so what we're gonna do here, we're just gonna get kind of a series of just different checks to kind of just see how we're gonna actually get through here. So for instance, Captain America, he's just gonna take his shield and kind of, cut down vines and everything in front of us. And so we're actually gonna do, since we're actually walking, this is not in combat, but we're gonna get an agility check going. So I'm gonna roll for Captain America and kind of see if he can just make it through this thing. So agility check. 14. So yeah,
we
it
all need
happens
to make
just like
an agility.
yeah. We're gonna take turns making agility checks. With Cap going first, like I said, Cap is just taking the shield and you kind of just cutting through it. He's still in Cap. He's gonna start a conversation here in a minute. Oh, I have to close that out. All right, who's next? Let's just start. Drake Tungsten, how are you kind of traversing through this thick jungle?
So, yeah, first I want to try and get some bearings and just try and decide what direction do I want to go. Like, basically I'm looking for any like obvious paths or signs of some heading I should take.
Okay. Cap yells out, "This is a crazy jungle. Do we stick together or do we split up? I'm still injured, so I would feel better if we stuck together, but every man for himself is also an option."
Well, our arcade just got through chastising us for crossing the finish line separately. So it seems that some component of his definition of winning means us sticking together. So I'm gonna stick with Cap.
The last time I trusted you three, I ended up with shrapnel in my ass.
Cap yells
I'm
out,
leading out
to
in
be
front.
fair, you chose to stay behind, soldier.
Did I choose to stay behind and observe, or did you choose to leave another man behind? We
Cap
can
says we
debate
don't
Not
this
my
turn our back
fault.
another.
on
You're
those.
slow.
Okay, Drake, kind of tell us how you're getting through the jungle. How are you trying to get through this jungle?
So I'm on foot, so I'm just plowing after Cap, shoving limb or branches and vines aside, and just making my way through the undergrowth.
Okay, let's get in an agility check. Let's see if you're making it through.
Ouch. That's a 5.
So you are actually. Hang on, let me make sure. Yes, so that was not enough to kind of get past, and so you're actually about to suffer the effects of terrain, and so that's one of our keywords. And so terrain is the basic movement speeds of your character is basically cut in half. So since we're going through like a swamp, a thick forest, this is going to kind of slow you down, and so you're going to have challenging kind of getting through this difficult terrain. And so your character speed moves through the difficult terrain. Their power costs 2 spaces rather than the use of 1 space. So you still have your 5 spaces, but it costs 2. So we're rounded up. So basically, you can move 3 spaces now at this point.
Gotcha. All right, so
Okay.
I'll.
So let's see how everyone else is going to get through this.
Okay.
Omega, how are you going to get through it?
What type of forest am I in?
So you can imagine it almost like the rainforest. Like it has like the thick fog. It's also kind of wet and raining a little bit. There's swamps around, snakes. There's, this is like a thick, huge forest.
It's a good thing that I've done missions before in deep forest in the Amazon. I'm going to take my neural lance that I threw at the ground in front of them and approach this tree directly in front of us, cutting several vines off and turning them into a rope that I throw over my shoulder.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get your agility check.
12.
Okay. And it happens just like you said. You got the rope and you're kind of cutting through the forest right now.
My neural lance is also classified as a spear, so cutting through the flora is like butter.
Okay. And also let's get one more check for you. Let's see if you're kind of smart enough to kind of manage your way through this. Let's get a logic check going.
Logic check of 16.
Okay. So you're getting through this thing. You know what you're doing. This isn't your first rodeo kind of getting through this difficult terrain. Luma Prime, how are you getting through this?
Coming from a gamma-ridden planet where I grew up, and then New York City, not real used to seeing dense jungles and things. So, like monkey see, monkey do. I see Cap start cutting his way through stuff, but I'm big, dumb, pretty idiot. So brute strength, just start grabbing stuff in my way and just ripping it out of the way. I rolled a 18, but my agility is a -3, so it's only a 15. But
Okay.
there is no delicacy to what I would do to get through this. Just pure brute strength, like pushing my way through bushes, ripping stuff out of the way, like not being pretty about it.
Okay. Everything happens just like you said. You're kind of ripping stuff out the way. If it's small shrubs and stuff, you're like ripping it and just throwing it out of the way.
Yeah.
And so Cap is going to kind of talk to the group. Cap is still like super curious, like, where are we? We just went from an open field to now kind of a thick jungle. It was like, what? I don't know where we could be at on Earth where this type of terrain is, and dinosaurs mixed with that.
Clearly, Cap, we've been transported to some type of dome. Whoever this guy is, he's got plenty of money and resources, though I've never heard of him. Think about it. Dinosaurs one hand, thick forest on another. If this is an isolated dome, I don't know what else could be.
Can I ask a question about the transfer from the end of the race to this?
Uh-huh.
Is it like connected to the same forest, or was there another like blackout? And
No,
we're back
this was all connected. So you kind of you guys kind of saw it in the distance.
Okay.
But you guys were so just concerned with getting across the finish line that you didn't think to even kind of ask questions about, whoa, what was that? What's all that thick greenery back there?
Okay. Sorry for interrupting.
You're good. And this is also kind of where you see the dinosaurs kind of split at, and they all kind of went their different ways. And so Cap's just going to say, hey, I think I don't want to be in here that long, so I'm just going to kind of take off, just walking and trying to make my way through things. And so he's gonna start walking. What's the group doing?
You said that like the trees and like I'm assuming another force field somewhere are high enough, like I wouldn't be able to just fly up and look to like see where we're going.
So these trees are like massive,
right? Like just huge.
Yeah.
We see any sort of, I believe Omega might have asked this earlier. Somebody did. Like as far as like tracks or trails or any sign of like life or technology or anything, or is it so dense forest that it's just green and brown and that's all we see?
Let's
Technically, one of my powers is heightened senses, so that's still active from the race.
Okay, hang on one
That
second.
gives you like an edge on a certain kind of check or something? What is it?
Yeah. So with heightened senses 2, pull that back up because that power doesn't just go away just because we transfer map.
Is it a permanent?
Yeah, it's permanent. So the character can sense things 4 times as far as normal. They also have the edge on vigilance checks to perceive things, and enemies have trouble on checks that they make to sneak past me. So if you try to sneak past me, I can see you, and I can also sense you 4 times as far.
What is your vigilance at?
My vigilance is set at 12.
No, just your vigilance score.
The one I just
to the left of that.
Yeah, the one to the left of that.
Scores 2.
Okay. I'll let someone make a vigilance check because Luma Prime, you asked about what you can kind of see.
Yeah.
How about you make a vigilance check then? What's your vigilance at?
I have a 3.
Okay. Let's make a vigilance check. See what you get.
Sure. That is a 6, 3, 2 plus 3, so 14.
Okay. So you're looking around and you see like the wildlife. You see birds, flying in the air. You look up in the trees and you notice like these are not normal trees. Like they're normal trees, but like these are just huge, just
like strangely large.
Huge.
It's a regular tree that seems to be like blown up into a massive.
It seems to be going ever going into the sky, and you also kind of see just a quick glimpse of like just shadows, just like running in the background.
So in the trees, or like just in the shadows, like down on ground level?
Just everywhere. You just see them kind of flickering just across everywhere. You can't quite tell what they are yet, but you do see kind of. And I'm assuming we
flickering
see shadows.
I believe you said like we see other forms of wildlife, not just the dinosaurs that we ran in here with.
Yeah, so you don't even see those dinosaurs anymore. Those dinosaurs kind of split off and they kind of all went their different ways. Now you're just kind of seeing just other wildlife. You guys kind of see yourselves too.
Okay. Well.
And Cap was already took off, kind of walking.
Yeah, he's already moving. For now, I just turned and I agree with Drake, who said I think we should stick together with Cap. and just follow a similar path, not directly behind where he went, because I don't want to be bunched up right next to somebody, but staying within, you know, a block or two, like a square or two from Cat. Just kind of head the same direction and keep my eyes peeled as far as any sort of signal or something on which direction we should go. Because Arcade didn't give any like direction like he did for the race. The race, he said, this is a race. But this, we just kind of walked into this, and that was it.
Cap says, I agree.
Yeah.
Also, to mention, we're kind of using this on Roll20. We're gonna kind of get away from the map on this one. We're gonna just play this one out.
Okay, sure.
So yeah, so we're all sitting as a group, and we're kind of just walking through the jungle.
Yeah, if possible, like maybe every 10 feet or so that we go, I would kind of fly up 10 feet on my own just to kind of look around, just get a different vantage point. Not staying in the air for a long time or anything, but just, looking around here and there. Just trying to see if we get any sort of idea on where to go or what to do here.
Sounds good. Cap, Cap is gonna kind of look back at Drake, and he's gonna say, "Son, I see you kind of struggling there a little bit. How about I give you a hand?" And so Cap kind of, he hoists you up, kind of not like on his shoulders, but like kind of holds you, and we kind of walking together, kind of keep you over speed because he saw you kind of struggling, and then he just asked you a question like, "What's with the robotic body? Like, are you human? Like, what's going on there?"
I'm human. Just had a few parts replaced, a few upgrades here and there, a couple of legs, an eye, an arm. Run of the mill cybernetic replacements. Most of them are my own custom builds.
Nice gun you have there. Kind of looks Shield. Are you part of Shield?
No, I found this thing on a boat just before we showed up in that room with you.
Cap looks over towards Luma. He said, "Gamma, huh? I have a friend. He is the leading expert on Gamma. You might know him. His name is Bruce. Sometimes he gets a little angry sometimes."
Gamma seems to do that to people.
He looks back at Omega. "Nice suit, kid. You're kind of young to be out here. You kind of remind me of one of my Brooklyn friends. He goes by the name of Spider-Man. You know him?"
Omega just broods over at Captain, suspicious of the question. Hey, Cap.
"Son, you don't seem too trusting."
Why's your leg not healing?
I think it might be some of the whatever the gas was that kind of came out of those ninjas. Like my head has just been pounding this entire time trying to get through everything. I'm not sure what they were. I didn't even know they were robots, and I just woke up there, and my leg is just not healing where it normally would.
Interesting.
Because my logic score is really bad. Again, Luma is a big dumb pretty idiot. Also, I have healing factor just like Omega does, just like Cap does. I would just like try to chime in because I have zero. I'm not smart enough to like question why his leg's not healing, so I just chime in with a simple I've encountered enemies that have slowed my healing factor as well. Just showing I don't have a reason to question it. Not saying that we shouldn't be questioning it, but my dude's not smart enough to know. He's just he sees Captain America, and he is like, "Well, I got to help Captain America," Until
so as we're all just kind of walking through the forest, Cap's just having casual conversation. He's still chopping down trees. Luma is still ripping out vines and everything. Omega, you're making it through as well, and Cap is still kind of helping out Drake, and he kind of turns to the group and says, "Wait, do you guys know each other before this? Are you guys a team?"
Just met.
is a nice way to put it.
Omega says
Interesting.
nothing.
Cap yells,
I-
"Yeah, I remember my first team." So you guys are still just kind of making your way through the forest. We're gonna get another check going, another agility check going. So everyone's gonna make one more check. We're gonna start with Cap. Agility. So yeah, Cap. He's kind of walking through. He sees like quicksand. He kind of jumps over things. He does like a heroic flip over stuff. He sees like a snake. He like grabs it and just kind of throws it out the way. So he's making it through. Drake. Drake.
I'm gonna try and mimic all the things that Cap just did.
Except for this time, you try to jump over the quicksand and you kind of get caught in the quicksand again.
It's
Cap
like a
kind of looks
toddler
back at you and
trying to
laughs.
mimic what Dad's doing.
Cap looks back and just laughs, and he kind of pulls you out of the quicksand and kind of gives you some help, because he's like, "Son, you're gonna need better boots than that." Omega.
Let's see. Can I do an agility check? I'm going to essentially bypass the meatheads leading the pack and just using my agility, jump from tree to tree using my feet. You ever seen American Ninja Warrior? Yeah, that's how I'm bouncing off these trees.
Okay, let's get an agility check on. Let's see if you is as graceful as you think you are.
15.
You are indeed as graceful as you say you are.
So, as Cap pulls Drake through the forest, asking his asinine questions, trying to get to know this so-called team, Omega begrudgingly laughs at the questions as I bounce from tree to tree, going around the quicksand, around the bushes, jumping over the snake, landing in front of Cap, looking back at him like, "Keep up, old man. You spent time on the ice. Your time on the ice is over. Let's find a way out of here."
Cap says, "Back in my day, we have respect for our elders." He just looks at Omega. All right, Luma. Let's. How are you making it through the forest still?
Same thing. Like I said, I'm not a real agile person. I am strength through and through. So same as what I was doing. I'm assuming I need an agility check, even though I'm punching through shit.
Yep.
That one is not as good. 4, 2, 3, but I'm a -3 in agility, so just a 6.
So you try to punch through a tree and you punch this tree and it just immediately hurts your hand. And Cap looks back and like, not as strong as you thought you were, huh?
Guess not.
So-
Question after punching the tree. Does it okay, I'm assuming I did a little damage to the tree. It may have won the war, but I got a little damage in there.
Yeah,
I'm assuming
like
it's
fist imprint
regular tree bark and everything.
It's a regular tree. It feels, looks, smells just like a tree. You see like I said, you see the indention in the tree, and you just was like, damn, man, my hand hurt a little bit. So we're still making it through, and Cap he yells to Omega like, "Yo, what's your deal, son?"
My deal, Cap. My deal. Omega looks at Cap, rolls his eyes. There are too many things suspicious about this. Ninjas, robots. Now, mind you, we're traveling with a dude that can fly with gamma radiation. You're an old man out of a block of ice that's known to heal faster than any man that I've ever known alive. And yet, I've already recovered from my explosive damage, and your leg still isn't healed. These two dopes are so obsessed with you that they don't even question it. And also, has anybody checked out whether we still have a force field above us? No? Am I the only one asking questions? That's my issue, Cap. I'm the only one asking questions. real questions. And then I turn away, hopping past 2 more trees.
Cap says to Luma Prime and Drake, he says, "You're not the only one who has gamma radiation flowing through the room."
The young one has a bit of an attitude sometimes.
Cap looks over to Luma. He says, "You know what? I feel like might have seen you somewhere before. Where are you from, kid?"
Not from around these parts. I am from Luminaria.
Never heard of it. Is that what kind of hoagies do they got there?
It's nowhere close to Brooklyn, my friend. Nowhere close.
He kind of goes over to, as you guys are kind of walking through, he looks over towards Drake and says, "So I have a friend with a kind of a metal skeleton as well. He has definitely an attitude problem. What kind of material are you made from?"
Oh, just some high strength titanium alloys. Nothing like adamantium. I'm tough, but I'm not adamantium tough.
So as you guys are still walking through, you suddenly kind of get a glimpse of something that moved real fast, faster than any other thing in the jungle. And out of nowhere, you hear a familiar thwip, and the sound echoes throughout all the trees. And a shimmering web line just shoots down from the shadows from above you and attaches to the top of Omega's head. And he gets rapidly yanked up into the trees. And to your surprise, you see Spider-Man above you. But this one, he looks a little different. His suit is kind of caked in dark mud. His hands are black, and you're starting to think the black might be dried up blood. I don't think this is your friendly neighborhood wall crawler that you're used to. This might be some kind of monster. And then from there, you see, you hear the voice of Arcade come through over loudspeakers. You know, last year I was talking to Craven the Hunter, and he mentioned that the robotic Spider-Man he's been training against just wasn't cutting it anymore. He knew its patterns. He knew it just far too well. So I said to Cravey boy, give me a few weeks and I'll whip you up a wall crawler that'll be fierce fighting and it'll get you whipped right into shape. Then I realized if I was going to upgrade Spidey for him, hell, I might as well use some spare parts that I had just laying around and make a second one for me. And thus, the jolly old jungle spider was born. And so you see this monstrosity of kind of a Spider-Man lookalike just hanging right in front of you. He's standing right above the the web grab Omega. So Omega is all wrapped up in webs right now, and you just see this monstrosity standing right in front of you. And that is where we end our session.
Nice.
So yeah, that's interesting. We don't know who
you said it was
Spider-Man is.
We tell it was like a robot Spider-Man, or is it just looks like Spider-Man, but
It looks like Spider-Man, but you got everything that Arcade said to you.
but
Yeah,
we
so
heard his
Arcade.
speech and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
so we know this thing's a robot.
Nice.
So yeah, this one was it was a little bit different. This was definitely like more narrative driven, versus kind of the first time we got around. But I'm pretty excited for this next part.
Mm-mm.
Hell yeah. We get to fight Spider-Man. There ain't nothing better than that.
That's right. So I just want to say to the audience, thank you for tuning into this one, and we will see you next time on whatever we're going to call this podcast. Bye.